Here are my opinions on Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. More than any other genre, romance hinges on good characterization, because if I don't care about the characters in the story, I don't care about whether or not they end up smooching by the end of the first season, or in this case, getting on a first name basis. Thankfully, this anime is great at making no flat characters. Now, are some kind of creepy? Yes, but at least they're entertaining. Yuki is probably the biggest star outside of the two leads, as she acts as an antagonist to Alya and Kuze's student council ticket, although she's deeply rooted in Kuze's backstory, and acts as a rival towards Alya in romance. Or at least it appears that way to Alya, and maybe Yuki. Listen, I said she was entertaining to watch, not that she was morally sound, but she does have a few good points. Our titular character is also pretty well developed, as we get a good idea of the rationale behind Alya's cold demeanor at the beginning of the show, which slowly fades away as she learns to rely more on others. It also helps that the Ice Princess is humbled by some spicy foods, and by the end of the season, we see her express a bit more of her true feelings without having to rely on the veil of Russian. Now, one of the most common criticisms of romance anime protagonists is that they are blank slates for the audience to project onto, but I was pleasantly surprised by how much depth they gave Kuze, who slowly moves away from his slacker tendencies that came from the result of his high-stakes upbringing, and instead fully put his support behind Alya. The relationship between the two leads is probably one of the better dynamics I've seen in a contemporary romance anime, as they make each other better by facilitating their respective growths. Which honestly detracts a bit from the whole dramatic irony that the show was sold on, but I think a classroom politics storyline where two people grow together to be their best selves is a bit more engaging than one primarily focused on language barrier gags. Thankfully though, the show still manages to slide a few of those bits in for some good comedic relief. All in all, I think Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian is a great romance that decently develops its characters without having to give up too much of its comedic delivery, and I'm pleased that the second season is already confirmed to be in production. But as always, this has just been my opinion. What did you think of Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian?